All right, welcome back. It is Sunday, April 16th, and we are checking this hive right behind me for swarm cells. So, a swarm is a bee's natural way to expand their colony. So, what happens is they decide this colony is too small for them anymore, and they put the queen through a B90X routine. They run her around that hive, get her nice and skinny, and then about half the hive will leave, and leaving the other half behind to keep doing their bee things. So it's the natural way. The problem with this is half your hive leaves. That's the one problem. The other problem is those bee swarms need to find a new place to live, and chances are they're not going to be able to live on their own in the environment, right? They're not going to live on their own in nature. They are imported honeybees, and then just between mites and finding a place to live, it is hard for them to establish their own hive. And if they do establish their own hive, they end up in someone's attic or someone's shed or in between a wall. So, as a beekeeper, you really do not want that. So, we're going to be looking for swarm cells today in this hive, and if we don't find any, that's great. If we do, then we will have to take care of that. The first way to slow a hive down from swarming is to give them more room. So we put a honey super on this one, even though we are still pretty early in the flow here. We got dandelions going and some other April flowers, but it looks like they are already working up here. We have some bees kind of in the top here, so let's kind of see what they're doing. There's also, these were just also old honey frames. There's a little tiny bit of honey in it, so these friends might just be, hey, there's some honey up here. Let's dig in. Pull out this metal frame and see if there's any new nectar. So I can already tell it's pretty light. As we look down in there, I'm not seeing really anything. I think they're just kind of hanging out a little bit, not doing much. Let's pop this box off. Before we do that, squish them together. Always squish your frames together. Make sure there is the proper amount of bee space between your frames. Otherwise you get wonky stuff happening. Alright, so we'll pop this. I got a queen excluder in between them. You can see that they're making some nice fresh new wax here. So it's good to see, but it's also just kind of a waste of resources. They're completely filled with wax frames. So them bridging the super with their box is absolute waste of resources. I'll have to tell them that. So, girls, absolute waste of resources. Alright, we are going to pop the bottom and just look at the bottom of it, and then pull in and look at the top. So, corners here, obviously they don't like that as much. Lift this box up just we do have a queen cut right in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th frame that we're going to call. There's actually 2 queen cups on there. So 1, 2, the 3rd, and the 5th frame. Looks like we have some queen cup activities going. Let's see what these girls are thinking here. Are they thinking swarm? Are they just getting some queen cups ready? Kind of see what is going on. So So this first frame, honey, some pollen. Got some new nectar coming in. That's the glistening stuff. No eggs, exactly what you'd expect to see. Pull our next frame over here to take a look to see what's going on. Awfully light. These are a little more chippy today. Don't blame them. Bothering their routine here. Alright, so this one had what I thought was a queen cell at the bottom. Take a look. My oh my, look at all that brood comb. Got larvae. Oh, we got a varroa mite right on the top of this guy. So we started treating for varroa mites last week. When you see them on top, it's definitely not good. So good thing we started treating here. Again, nice brood pattern, completely stacked up right next to each other. Larvae in various ages. This queen is doing an awesome job. Alright, let's look at the top of this frame here. I thought there was one on top of that, but I'm not seeing one now. I'm going to take that queen excluder out. So swarm cells like to be between the first and the second box on the bottom of the frames, typically where they like to go. And this one is just packed full of pollen. Again, looking for a queenie. We saw her last week, but always good to see her again. Again, just another frame packed full of pollen. These girls are going to be wanting to swarm. Just a very, very strong hive. If I look down in there, I can see eggs on this frame. We got drone brood, so it's not out of the question that we can have a successful mating flight. It's the weather that is a question. Again, lots and lots of packed pollen. Guard bees are hey ho. Alright, so it's these. We should just flat out of room. There's so much pollen coming in. Alright, so right in here we got a queen cup right here. Don't see anything in it. We got a queen cup right here. There's nothing in it. It's good to look for here. Oop, that's not helpful when you throw your tool. pull one more frame here, take a look. So those are the queen cups that I saw when I lifted it up. Seems like everything is going good, but they are packed full. Again, just packed full of pollen. We got nectar in the top left. This frame has a ton. Oh, there's Queenie right there. Top center. She's just a nice solid queen. Just a nice solid queen right there. Alright, well, we will put her back. That's that. So we took care of those queen cells that were showing up for swarm cells. We took care of those. They were empty. So that is good. Oh, you know, I'm missing a frame. That's why it looks so skinny. Put this last frame back in, close her up. Looking like we have escaped swarming for another week here. And this last question is queen excluder, honey excluder. Some say queen, some say honey. Let me know what you think in the comments. I have found that it is more of a honey excluder than a queen excluder in my experience. But with us treating right now for Varroa, I do not want my queen up here because I take off my honey supers when we treat. So I don't want my queen up here. That way I can just easily take off that honey super. I don't have to worry that the queen is up there. And this comes off quickly, easily. This up a little bit here. Everything right back together. And there's that. Gonna light below here so I don't crush a bunch. Alright. That is that. Alright, so we saw those two queen cups that we crushed. They were dry. There was no egg or royal jelly or anything in it. So at this point in time, we are not worried about swarming as of per se, but they are full. They are really going to start thinking about it here. So we are really going to start thinking about making the split sooner rather than later. If you like what you see, give a comment, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.